Tennessee has a vacancy with its football coaching staff as Mike Ekeler, who has been the special teams coordinator and outside linebackers coach since 2021, arriving when Josh Heupel took over as the head coach, is headed to Nebraska. He has coached there previously. He has family that is there and I think was interested in getting back to that area. So there is an opening on the staff now. Mike Ekeler headed to Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly part of the narrative. I mean his contract expired last week, and so how much was Tennessee willing to give him a multi-year deal? We saw last year Willie Martinez got a 1-year deal, and so Willie Martinez has done more in his career, has had more success, in my opinion, to receive more than a 1-year extension, and that's what he got last year. So I wonder, did Eckler get a 1-year extension offer and then got a better deal in Nebraska? We saw Brian Jean-Marie leave Tennessee because Michigan was willing to offer him more than just a 2-year deal. And so those are questions I have about Eckler's contract details after it expired. I think when you look at his time here at Tennessee, man, he always brought the enthusiasm. I remember him joining the staff, always talked about wanting to join Josh Heupel and wanting to work with Josh Heupel. He got a chance to do that. Because of the numbers with the scholarships, special teams unit really had to be strategic in how they play games. Rarely did we see a kickoff return be returned because you had walk-ons basically on special teams and on kickoff returns. So a lot of those kickoffs that we would get, we would fair catch them and just take the ball at the 25-yard line. And so that was a big reason why we did that. As we enter Josh Heupel's 5th year, as we move forward, I would love to get back to that being a weapon for us like it was when Eric Berry was returning kickoff. So it's an opportunity for Tennessee, even though Eckler did a really good job with special teams during his time here, but it is an opportunity to take a little step forward. And then you have a guy. Here's the development I'm looking at, Josh.
Okay.
Earlier this year, Adam Sparks, Knox News Sentinel, November 28th, put out an article. And the title of the article was Tennessee Pays Top Dollar for Football Analysts. Here's where Vols rank in the SEC. And it highlighted that Tennessee had the second highest paid coaching analyst in the SEC. Chop Harbin, basically. Was getting paid $325,000 and was not coaching on the football field. And so here's a guy in Chop who has been better off the field in terms of recruiting than some on-field coaches, all right? He has been really important to the development of some of our front 4, front 5 players. And so here's an opportunity for Josh Heupel possibly to, and we've seen Heupel do this on his side of the football with offense, promoting from within. But here's a guy who has did a lot to probably earn that opportunity to be an on-the-field coach. So what will Tennessee do with Chop? Do they promote from within, make him the special teams coordinator, or do they hire someone from the outside to come in and maybe be off-the-field analyst and let them be a special teams coordinator? How will the special teams be handled? But you have a guy in Chop that I think is a star that it's probably time for you to take care of because you were already taking care of him and valuing him enough to make him the second highest paid coaching analyst in the conference last year.
Yeah, Adam's story noted the only coach who appeared to be making more as an analyst was actually still working probably under a full-time coaching contract because he had worked under Jimbo Fisher, was retained for an analyst role, but his pay was probably coming from a coaching structure within his contract. So that tells you how much Coach Chop is valued at Tennessee, that he would probably be the highest paid under an analyst role within his contract. in the SEC,
Yeah.
where everybody's spending. So it would make most sense for him to be elevated to a full-time assistant position. Then we'll see exactly how the roles are divvied up from there.
Yeah. I mean, I know when you have coaches leave, there's sometimes a natural reaction from fans who are like, "Oh my gosh, no!" And for me, like it's really a neutral reaction because I appreciate Eckler's time here. I mean, his daughter's athletes here at Tennessee, man, they love this community. I mean, they really gave their all, and they just didn't take the job and get a condo here and knew it was going to be a short-term deal. No, they really planted roots in Knoxville, and I really appreciate them, for that. But at the same time, I mean, you have to be aware of the recruiting value that a guy like Chop brings, and you are competing in a conference to where Tennessee right now needs to take a step forward, and you got to reward a guy like Chop who's been really good for you recruiting wise. So, with Eckler being able to go to Nebraska, this is an opportunity for Tennessee to take a step forward. Not saying that Eckler will be easily replaced, just saying it's an opportunity. You just got to make sure that you maximize it.
Swain, how do you think this affects the wide receiver position?
Well, it depends on what happens to special teams, I guess. Because the guys who are not doing anything in wide receiver will be featured more on special teams. That's usually how it goes.
There'll be an opportunity to do something at wide receiver, though.
Josh, that is correct. There's plenty of opportunities. Plenty. That's one of the positives about the position groups going into the spring and summer and the fall. There are plenty, and I mean plenty, of opportunities.